Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Two Canadians Football Podcast. I'm your host, Matty P.
And I'm your co-host, C Money.
And we are coming at you with a Thursday night episode.
Rare, but let's do it.
I have a feeling these Thursday nighters, they might go hand in hand with the podcast. What do you think, Miller?
Yeah, this could work. I always watch the Thursday night game, so why not?
And Thursdays seem to jive with both of our schedules right now. We are both dads.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
So maybe this will be a thing. So yeah, keep an eye out, guys. 2 weekly episodes going forward. But we will get to the topic at hand. And looking back at week 1, Miller, what are your main takeaways from week 1?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few really. Some things stood out. Some things, it's hard to know whether that was just a matchup-based result or whether it was actually something that's going to continue through the rest of the year. But a few things I think will stick. I think that the Jets, the Dallas Cowboys, and the San Francisco 49er defenses are all really, really good, and you should probably fade any players you have going against those 3 defenses in particular. That's probably my biggest takeaway from that first initial week of action there. What do you think?
I do tend to agree with your take there. Dallas D, they even added Gilmore in the back end now, and he had a phenomenal game. Also like that Cleveland D too.
Yeah, that was another one that I didn't mention. Cleveland and Green Bay actually both had good games. The Cleveland one, I did think they were going to be better this year. They weren't on my radar as much. And I do think that the rainy conditions maybe contributed to somehow that game ended up. But they're definitely one to keep an eye on. And then Green Bay, you could attribute it to playing the Chicago offense, which I think some people had ranked or had higher hopes for than were realistic. And so maybe we're giving Green Bay a little too much love, but they did a pretty good job, and Chicago doesn't look like they're going to be ready anytime soon to compete. So.
Another takeaway I would have to say or talk about with you is the emergence of Tattoo Tua and his offense. 466 yards. Tyreek Hill had a monster day. Waddle had a quiet day, but they got it done in Foxborough, and it was a very...
SoFi.
Was it SoFi?
Yeah, that was an LA.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm looking ahead now to week 2.
Oh, yes.
Miami at Foxborough.
Okay. Yeah.
But 466 yards.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it too early to talk about Tua as an MVP candidate?
Yes. But I do think that he is in for a monster year as long as he can avoid the concussions.
Yeah, I guess that's everybody's. As soon as he goes down, it's just Mike White there.
Yeah, actually, Mike White. I bet you New York Jets wish they had Mike White right now.
Or Strevler.
Oh yeah, or Strevler. I mean, you could almost pick every single. You could go through the backups in the league, and almost every backup would probably be preferred to Zach Wilson.
Case Keenum?
Yeah, I liked that one. So I've heard a few rumors, just with this Aaron Rodgers thing, that are kind of interesting. It's fun to think about. I don't know. I know they're saying they're not going to do anything right now, but if, and granted, the Jets have some tough defensive matchups coming up. They're probably not going to look very good with Zach Wilson back there. I mean, regardless of whether he's good or not, they're just going to have some tough matchups. But I do think that you could make a really strong case for some of these backups around the league if they make a trade. What are we? Oh no. Oh, Kirky boy, another. Oh my goodness.
So, stat of the week. I know it's only Thursday, but stat of the week is Minnesota Vikings have not won a Thursday night road game in 45 years.
You could just say 2,000 years, really, because I mean, why not just let's take it back? Oh my goodness. Here we go. Here we go. DeAndre Swift in for a touch. No, they're marking him down.
Don't you want a Swift touchdown?
I do want. I don't want this stop on the 1 yard line and Jalen Hurts getting the tush push touchdown. Boo, boo.
So this is a heated NFC battle between two teams that have seen each other a lot the last few years, the Vikings and the Eagles.
They always play in Philly, number one.
I've noticed that too.
Oh my, they're gonna do it again. Oh,
Why would you not do it again?
I hate that. Lamest play in the league.
Currently 19-7, but going for the extra point, so soon to be 20-7 for the Eagles at just after halftime here.
Yeah. Brutal. I mean, this formation should be illegal. They give you that upper view, and it just shows why it should be illegal.
The tush push.
Nobody on the defense. I mean, both times he's following the left guard straight into the end zone. How hard is that to see? Just you got to shift over to that left side of the center.
Hey, Miller. Do you hear that?
It's the sound of a beer being cracked.
Today's episode is brought to you by my Week 1 fantasy lineups. I did not fare too well, guys. I've maybe won half my leagues, but it's only Week 1. Let's just stay calm, you know. There were some good waiver wire pickups, you know, Nakua,
Puka Bakatua.
Justice Hill, maybe. You know, there's some potential, dimes out there possibly.
Yeah, maybe. I wasn't as huge. Some people were really high on this week's waiver wire. I wasn't monster on it. My favorite pickups for this week were Puka Nakua and Tua. Yeah, if he was available, I mean, obviously grab him. Puka Nakua and Josh Kelly. Those are my two favorites of the week. Outside of that, I was not really that excited about any of them. The Baltimore backfield, you could make a case for either one of those guys, but nobody truly knows the answer. Gus Edwards has the equity. He's been doing it for a long time, and I always think he looks good when he runs. But Justice Hill has got the 2 touchdowns last week, so it's going to be interesting to see what they do with that. Other than that, I mean, Tutu Atwell maybe in L.A. Kyron Williams maybe. He took way more touches than Cam Akers, but could have been game script related. We'll see. For whatever reason, Sean McVay seems to hate Cam Akers, so maybe that's going to be sticking for the season, but we'll see. I'm very interested to see where this Jonathan Taylor saga ends and where that goes, but right now, for now, I guess Zach Moss is going to be the guy, or I guess Anthony Richardson is the guy.
How about that Monday Nighter? Can you please tell me what the fuck happened, Miller? Sum it up in 10 seconds. Go.
Remind me who even played.
Okay, I'll do it. Aaron Rodgers attempted one throw, and he gets $75 million.
So let's set the stage. There is mega hype. I mean, to a New York City level, which of course exceeds all hype. So that's like the maximum amount of hype you can possibly have for a player joining a new team. He is revered throughout the league. Obviously, he's probably a first ballot Hall of Famer. I would make him wait a year, but that's maybe personal bias. But he comes out. The hype is real. He's brought all his friends to the New York Jets organization. He's brought Randall Cobb. Lazard is there. He takes a pay cut so that they can bring in Dalvin Cook, a street free agent. And they're pulling out all the stops. They bring in Nathaniel Hackett, his former offensive coordinator that he loves from Green Bay. The first game, all the pregame hype videos. It's nothing but New York Jets, Aaron Rodgers, we love him. He's going to be so awesome on this team. This team is going to be so good. The stadium's going crazy. He comes out with fireworks and the American flag hoisted above his head. He is running out to the 50-yard line and he is proud. Everyone is stoked. And then 3 plays into the game, he tears his Achilles and is out for the season. How like majestic is that? That's, oh man, I couldn't help but laugh.
If you guys didn't watch that game, like literally there was every emotion.
It was a roller coaster. I even felt bad for the guy for a second.
The Jets fans were in anguish early on.
Oh my goodness.
Rodgers only attempted 1 throw, if I'm not mistaken.
I know a few Jets fans, and they're diehard, but they're longtime Jets fans, so I respect their decision to stick with their team and be fans. But I felt bad for them more than I did for the Jets.
Big 3rd down and 15 play by the Minnesota Vikings. They're down 20-7 now with 2 push rushing touchdowns by Mr. Jalen Hurts.
Unstoppable. That's just next year they'll ban it after Philly wins a Super Bowl with it.
This schedule, we talked about it earlier this offseason. This opening 5-6 week schedule for the Minnesota Vikings is
tough.
Atrocious.
It's tough, yeah.
Detroit is set up very nicely.
Yeah, they got really lucky getting to play Kansas City without Chris Jones and Travis Kelce. That could be the biggest break that... So, you know how sometimes things just go certain teams' ways throughout the course of a season? Some years you get the bounces. For example, last year's Vikings probably got more bounces. Though a lot of people want to say that the Vikings weren't for real last year, they won those games fair and square. It wasn't like they got a bunch of fluky things that happened. They played, they executed really well.
They won a lot of games last year by one score.
Right. And so that's why people want to discount it. But at the same time, things can go the other way. One bad call, one poor play where you don't execute properly, and that can all change. But
that's what I'm saying, Miller, is so Detroit, ousted a team last year. They got close, right? They got close to moving on.
Oh, yeah, you mean in the playoff? To get to the playoffs?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
yeah. They beat Green Bay, yeah.
I know, but they didn't get much further than that.
No, they didn't even make the playoffs, but
and Minnesota wins the division.
Yeah.
But now Detroit's coming back with Gibbs and maybe year 2 with Jameson Williams, eventually. And they like you said, they beat the Chiefs without 2 of their top players, right?
So that's a good break.
And combined with the tough schedule that Minnesota has the first 6 weeks,
right,
including playing KC with probably Chris Jones and Kelce.
Yeah, with Kelce and Chris Jones.
Minnesota's going to be in a hole.
Yeah. No, it's an uphill battle. I don't expect them. I actually do think Detroit will probably win the division this year. And actually, I will say I'm pleasantly surprised with how the Vikings defense has performed mostly so far. But I'm still I'm still skeptical of their overall. Oh no. Devontae Smith bomb touchdown. Philly.
Wow. Okay, Miller. You know what you just said?
What?
Yeah,
I jinxed the defense.
We're going to post this, but damn. Literally, they just threw a 60, 70-yard bomb to Devontae Smith. He walked into the end zone.
I guess that's good for one of my fantasy teams, but that's unfortunate.
Look.
Yeah.
From the 5?
What am I?
Look at that.
What am I, a small dog that needs my nose rubbed in the crap that it just took in your living room.
Evans got burned.
Yeah.
Oh,
He thought he had safety net,
wow.
but he didn't.
This once close game at the half is now going to be a
It
blowout.
turned on that Jefferson turnover. That's where that changed the whole outlook of this game changed.
Anyways, back to week 1, Miller. What other things did you see that, you're penciling down or you're taking notes in your mind?
I think that Atlanta needs a better quarterback, and they don't trust Desmond Ridder. And it's very unfortunate for anyone who has Drake London or Kyle Pitts, as I do in 1 or 2 spots. But I do think Taylor Heineke would be a better player for this team. But we'll see. They do have the most amazing run game probably of anyone in the NFL, and they're going to be a hard team to play against because nobody plays like them in the NFL other than maybe Tennessee, with the power run and nonstop run game. And so that in itself could make them a matchup nightmare for certain teams and will give them sometimes what look like easy wins because of it.
For me, that San Francisco offense it just continues to roll. They are going to be a threat at the top of the NFC
for sure.
But
them, Dallas, and Philly, those are the 3 teams.
Yes, and maybe Detroit can hang behind those teams. We'll see. But Minnesota's got a lot of work to do. San Francisco looked good. Purdy, that's his 6th start in a row with 2 TDs thrown and 200 yards passing. I'm very impressed. I think I've seen enough now that I'm on the Purdy train. Because all you got to do is throw a 4-yard pass, a 6-yard pass to Kittle, to Debo, to Ayuk, to CMC. That is insane. And they just do the rest with the yak yards.
Ayuk is on fire.
How about that, though? Shout out to all those Ayuk truthers that drafted him in like the 4th, 5th, 6th rounds, and he was a wide receiver
if he
2.
If he went in the 4th round, that would be kind of shocking because he was going in the 5th and 6th, generally speaking. Like
late,
that.
Man. Maybe sometimes in the 7th and stuff.
Yeah, right, for sure.
Depending on the league settings and the league mates.
And the one team it takes to believe.
Yeah, like who was drafting Debo in the 3rd round? Like I was not. I was drafting Ayuk in the like you said, 6 and 7.
Yeah, I mean that's that team is, as long as all those weapons are healthy, that is a tough team.
But check this out. So even if Purdy gets hurt, they still have Sam Darnold, who could just do the same thing that Purdy's doing.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And then
maybe better.
And then they still have the ability to call up Mr. Phillip Rivers or Tom Brady late in the season if something goes wrong.
No, that's not happening. Tom Brady is not coming out of retirement at this point. I wouldn't think Phillip Rivers would either. He's old, man. Those guys are old.
For a ship, for let's say a 13-4 team, in the NFC.
Tom Brady's got enough ships. He doesn't need any more.
Oh man, that might be the worst thing you've ever said, man.
Nah, he's not. He's done, man. He's old. He's not coming back.
If he was offered to play a maximum of 3 games, we did it here. We fucking did it. We did it in the CFL here with Strevler and Caleros. We traded for a quarterback.
CFL's a little different.
I know. It's a grand example, but you can't deny the athleticism of still Tom Brady.
I would say it's more mentality or his mental ability than it is his athletic ability at this point. Dude can't run, and the NFL is a young man's game. He's done. And plus, he's the owner for Las Vegas, or he's part of the Las Vegas ownership group. So,
Devontae Smith is killing my team. It's only the first day of football, but damn, he's got some yards now.
Yeah, he's got 20 points for me in one league. Oh.
Anyways, what did you guys see last week that you really liked? or like helped you win your fantasy league. Did you how many shares of Tyreek Hill do you guys have?
I wish I had more. He looked absolutely unstoppable.
Me and you were having this conversation the other day. Tyreek Hill is in his prime right now.
Yeah.
How many more years, how many more seasons do you think he has at this elite level and speed?
I mean, it's hard to see the cliff coming because he looks like $1 million right now. But I mean, he's getting older. I would say probably 1 or 2 more years of this. But Waddle's, it's not gonna be an immediate cliff, and it might be a more gradual, fade for him because you got Waddle coming up the other side. So like they might intersect at some point where Waddle becomes the 1 and Hill becomes the 2, but they'll still be really good together.
Like they're 2 complete different receivers. And Tyreek Hill doesn't turn 30 till next March. So I could definitely see this season, next season, and the way he keeps in shape, man.
He looks, yeah. He keeps in good shape for sure.
And Waddle's what, 22, 23?
24, I think.
Just
Addison. There we go. Nice.
And that's why.
I should have started him.
And that's why Addison is flex worthy from now on.
He's gonna live on efficiency. Because of the coverage being dictated.
So I benched Addison in a couple leagues. You benched him in a league or 2, right?
Well, I never had him in my starting lineup yet, but I have him, yes, and he's sitting on my bench. But in my defense, my receivers in that league are Devontae Smith, CeeDee Lamb, and Calvin Ridley that are ahead of him. So
that's why I'm saying it right now. Every week now, you have to consider at least Addison in the flex because he's a deep threat. Kirk is like they're double coveraging JJ.
Right. Probably every play.
And Addison's got some speed and he's got some good vision.
He's got really good moves. He's a route runner and that technician, and that's his MO.
I think this is how like Minnesota's going to win games. They're going to have to throw the ball. They're not efficient enough on both sides of the ball. They're going to have to huck it.
Yeah, that's what they want to do though. That's the offensive coordinator. That's what Kevin O'Connell wants. He wants to throw the ball. So
the early returns on Addison are looking good. Also, since we're on the topic of like rookies and early returns,
yeah, well,
we gotta shut out what I saw from Jahmyr Gibbs last Thursday. Like he didn't get the ball too many times, but damn, did he look good when he had the ball in his hands.
Yeah, he passes the eye test. Detroit is going to ease him in. I don't know how much production he's going to get early in the year, but if he stays healthy, he could be really, really good late. That's my prediction for him. Bijan looks amazing.
Yeah, Bijan looked good. That touchdown.
He looks like everything everyone hyped him up to be.
Yeah.
And
what did he get? 6 or 8 targets? I can't remember. But if he gets 6 or 8 targets, every game,
he was their number 1 receiver.
And shout out the Drake London drafters. Only 1 target,
0 catches. Yeah,
I know that's hard, and you guys got to bench him now until you see something you like, because that's what I'm doing, and I don't trust him. I don't trust that offense. They're going to run the ball down your throat with 2 to 3 backs every game.
Always. Other rookies that have fared well, Anthony Richardson looks legit.
That was a good game against T-Law and the Jaguars.
Yeah, that was a good game, yeah. Yep, back and forth. Decent amount of points for everyone in that game.
Yeah, they scripted a pretty good game for Richardson there. He found Pittman.
Shane Steichen knows how to design an offense for a rushing quarterback. That's for sure.
Yeah. I think you can go ahead and start Anthony Richardson in like maybe some 2 quarterback leagues. I think I'm doing that this weekend. They're playing Houston. QB. Even 1 QB, yeah. But for sure 2 quarterback leagues.
Oh yeah,
They're playing
absolutely.
Houston this week, and Houston only put up 9 points in week 1. So
Yeah, that was in Baltimore. That's a tough matchup for a rookie quarterback going to Baltimore to play that defense. I mean, they're not the defense of old, but they're still a proud organization with a definite history of solid defense, and their coaching, everything. They have a solid organization there, and uh, it was a tough matchup for that Houston offense for Week 1. I'm actually kind of interested to see how they do at home. This is a much more favorable matchup this week, so that should be interesting. I think C.J. Stroud might be all right.
I didn't watch too much of Houston's offensive snaps or any of that game, really, for all
Yeah,
that
I mean
matter.
that's yeah.
I do want to go back and watch that game. I think Zay Flowers had a really good game.
Yeah, Zay was big.
He had 10 targets, I believe.
Yeah, he's clearly the number one there. I mean, well, at least from last week. And Lamar had an awful game. They lost a couple of key offensive linemen as well, which is kind of a killer.
R.I.P. Dobbins. I don't know if he's coming back from this.
That's heartbreaking for him. He was trying to hold out for more money too and never got it, and then he just had to basically bite his lip and come in and play under his current contract, and then he blows his Achilles, which could be the end of his career, to be honest. I don't know. I feel bad.
He's
for
still
the guy.
young, but
Yeah, he's had an ACL, a bad knee, and
he
now
did get me the
ACL.
fantasy win in ESPN. So I do
Yeah.
thank you, Dobbins. Before you go on IR,
And that's the other thing. He was having a big game too, right? And so it looks like, project that forward a big year, and then that happens. So that's really sad for him. Yeah.
and too bad for all the Dobbins holders because
Oh, absolutely.
Dobbins
yeah.
was being drafted in the 80s and 90s, like the 8th or 9th, sometimes 10th round. Like I was looking forward to that. I started grabbing him in a few leagues as of recent times.
Not gonna lie, I was completely out on him just because of his injury history, and again,
I was out on him. I was out on him all like summer and August, but as soon as like the month switched to September and we saw like that he was moving around in preseason games and
the talk.
and like
Yeah.
you're getting him so late.
Yeah,
It's a shame because he could have been
oh.
could have been a potential league winner.
Absolutely, yeah. He looked really good. Apparently, yeah. It's just sad.
And boy, was I wrong. I thought at halftime this game was going to go under, but when you have two talented quarterbacks like Mr. Jalen Hurts and Mr. Kirk Cousins,
Kirko Chains.
points get scored quickly. And we're already at 41 points here, approaching the over-under mark.
All right. I don't know. Should we call this a day?
We could. Is there anything else to talk about?
Um,
Anything else you want to touch on?
no, I'm just trying to think. I don't think I have anything to. I think we covered pretty much everything that I was.
How about a new segment where we cheers cans and we got to take a super big chug?
Big gulps. All right.
All right, guys, this is a new one for us. Oh, hey, and if you've liked our waiver song, we're going to be doing the weekly waiver song every week.
Right. Yeah. This is something that we are going to look to continue for this season, and hopefully we improve on our acumen and get a lot better at it.
Yeah, but check out that weekly waiver wire song. We're trying to post them like late Monday, early Tuesday. So
that's the goal.
You pleasure your brain and ears in a couple different facets.
Yeah, just a quick little fun idea for people you might want to go grab on the waiver wire for that upcoming week.
Yeah, you can always share the song with your ma, your bro, your grandma,
your sister, and your pa.
Yeah. Anyways, cheers, Miller, to football being back.
Cheers.
Cheers to the end of summer. Cheers to baseball fantasy playoffs right now. Cheers to you guys for listening. Two Canadians Football Podcast signing out.
Be excellent to each other.
See you soon, guys.